right now, we do not have not one single community in America. All we got are black neighborhoods, and everybody else got communities. You cannot be a competitive group with neighborhoods. You got to have communities. And every group coming to America, the first thing they do is the West Coast, the Japanese, Asian, Arabs, anybody. The first thing we're going to do is build communities. We're going to find somebody that look like us, build us a community. So you got Arab towns, Korea towns, China towns, Japan towns, Little Saigon. You got Little Havana, Little Hialeahs. You got Little Italy. You got Greek town, Pole town, Hockey town, any kind of, but you never find a black town because we're integrated. And integration means you scattered and lost your power and your resources. And you cannot run a business with scattered resources. It can't be done. So you build your own communities, and a community is where you store your value, your culture, your history, your tax base, your jobs, and your employment opportunities. You store them in your own communities. That's why 98% of all these other groups, they have their own communities, spend their money with their own people. We got it backwards. We go to other people's community, build other people's jobs to help them, and we're only 2% of the blacks in America work in their own community, in their own neighborhoods for their own people and got jobs. And so you got to build these communities, and you start practicing group economics and group politics. You pull out all the parties, build your own black independent parties, move away from the Republican Party, pull out the Democratic Party, because neither one of them have your interests at heart, and create your own party, but don't run any candidates. And we will vote for any candidate in the National Black Independent Party who will promise the most and deliver resources to black folk to correct this structural inequity we're into. And I go through politics, show you how to play the politics. Keep your money with your own people, hire your own people, practice group economics from the bottom to the top.
Real shit. Real shit. And Dr. Claude Anderson has been saying the same thing for the last 50 years, maybe longer. Good afternoon, family. Looks like Sister Kim is in. That's got to be the Queen Cosetta, because anybody that comes in, they say present. It's usually her. So let me make sure that I'm saying it right. That is Queen Cosetta. I appreciate you checking in. Saturday afternoon. I guess we are into a holiday weekend. It's really just another day for me. Another day to tackle some things, and I got to get to them before they get to me. That's all. It's not a negative thing to have to tackle things. I'm actually honored and privileged to have to tackle things. Before I get too deep into the clip, because I've actually been following this youngin for a minute, and I just broke bread with his dad. You can see that. Kid Jay just broke bread with his dad, kicked it. He's actually on the way down to a bike giveaway with Young Jeezy. He's a young talent, and I know they label him as a rapper. That's where his stuff is coming through right now. But he writes poetry. He's a talented kid, and I think he's destined for great things. He's going to be on America's Got Talent next week. But he's a homegrown product, so I'm gonna rep him. I see his daddy out here pushing him. I mean, it's anything that if you're a black man, you got to support his daddy, and if you're a youngin, you got to support what Jay is doing, because he could be doing a multitude of things out here, but he's chosen to take this path and run with this path. And I had never kicked it with his father, except on social media. But today we talked about some shit, and I heard his story. He knows a little bit about my story. I told him, I want to kick it with him some more. But anytime that there is real collective uplift, I think we can do much better with each other out here. I believe we can do much better. But when we try to single out, we're gonna be this group over here, we're gonna be just support each other if it's something real. Now, y'all know how I am with the symbolism shit, so I don't really deal with a lot of that. But if it's something real, if it's something substantive, support it. And, the fruits will be there. It might not always be something for you. And I know that we have a problem with that, where we don't like doing things unless we get a benefit from it. But we got to get over that. We got to get over that as people, and we got to get over that as a collective, because that's the main thing that's holding us back right now, is that because we're so stuck politically with the people that are in office, nobody seems to really understand if we get those people out of office and get people speaking for us, we move a lot quicker. It can't be one or two. We got to start voting out black and white politicians. We're not going to get enough black politicians to push everything through that we want to get pushed through. We're going to need some white politicians. Unfortunately, we're never going to overcome that. And unless white people just start dropping in droves, and their numbers are dropping. White people's numbers are dropping, and they know they're dropping. The browning of America has been in full effect, and they know their numbers are dropping. And if white Americans' numbers are dropping, white supremacy's numbers are dropping. So politically, things can change if we galvanize, but we don't want to galvanize. We want to figure out whether we're Democrat, whether we're Republican, and neither one of them parties are working for our best interests. So I've kind of left some of that stuff alone at this point to even talk about parties and things like that. I'm more focused on helping our collective galvanize. If we're going to get repair nationally, we need to get repair in between us. And a lot of my posts have been a little bit different than what they've normally been this week, because I'm calling out people, I'm calling out women, I'm calling out men, I'm calling out sexual predators, I'm calling out anybody that's detrimental, dope dealers, I'm calling out anybody that's been detrimental to the collective. You need to figure out where you're going to be from this point on. Because, see, if I see you doing something destructive, that's one thing. But if other people see you doing it and they bring it to me and I didn't see it, then that's another thing. And I don't see everything. But I'm seeing people do things destructive, acting like they're doing things that are really for the collective, but they're doing things that are destructive. Those people are going to get called out. Those people are going to get left out. We've got to leave individuals that are detrimental to the collective alone. That's why anybody that speaks against reparations, leave them alone. Anybody that speaks against black repair, anti-black hate, leave them alone. That things are better than the 60s individual, leave them alone. Stop arguing with them. Stop. It's too draining. And some people wonder why I just get lost after I do a video for hours. I might not answer my phone, don't answer text, no that, because this shit takes a lot out of you. Because I'm not just up here spitting. I mean, this is some thought that I've had, and I'm just regurgitating it. But it takes a lot out of me to know what I say sometimes actually moves people not one iota. I mean, and it's not because I didn't say nothing real. It's just that they think they're in a good space. And it's so unfortunate that taxes and stimulus money have put people in a space where they think they got it out here. And they don't have it. They don't have it. People are losing out here because they got that money. They actually went and did dumb shit with the money, didn't do right things. Now the money is leaking. The money is leaking, and they didn't get what they need to get done. So now there's going to be a whole bunch of fucking excuses. This is going to be a bad summer for a lot of people. It's going to be a bad summer. It'll be a bad fall for a lot of people because they didn't do the right thing. And I'm not talking about those people who fraudulently got PPP money and things like that. I'm talking about people who got thousands. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. And they didn't move their family landscape one iota. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So let me get a bed here because I really want to talk about benefit of the doubt. And I know that phrase it's so common. It's not even really used a lot in regular conversations anymore. But where it came from and why it came screwed black people. Because giving people the benefit of the doubt right off the rip, if you have to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, that means there is a chance there is a slight chance that they're lying, to have to give someone the benefit of the doubt. You doubt what they're saying, but you're going to give them the benefit of it. Where my problem is, when does that benefit the doubter? Why does the doubter generally lose in that situation? And where did it come from? I mean, black people gave white people the benefit of the doubt that they would do right by them post-slavery. Now, they showed you how well they were going to do you when America became America. In 1776, when slavery wasn't abolished then, that should have gave black Americans a notion how white America was going to do them. Now we're a country. We done had all these black people fight in the war, and we're still enslaved. Right then, that should have gave people the notion like, oh shit, we've helped them gain their solvency. They're whole now, but we're still in shackles. At that point, and because there was so much killing and brutalization of black people, I don't know what really happened right around 1776. I imagine that there were some Negroes that got really upset, who knew the landscape of things and knew that we had gained, our rights to be called a country, and did nothing happen to us. So I'm sure there was some uprisings. I'm sure there was some rebellion. I'm sure there was some pissed off black folks. I'm sure there was. Family, I appreciate you. I'm sure there was. There had to be. People didn't just take us becoming a country and us still being slaves. We didn't take that lane down. You can't tell me about my people that we took that lane down. We just didn't have it in us, and we didn't have the resources to flip shit. So then they went another 90 years. 90 years before they abolished slavery. And when they did that, right in between the Declaration of Independence and the Emancipation Proclamation, there was the U.S. Constitution. And when they wrote all men are created equal, I just want to know how many of them laughed when they said that shit. How many of them old white men laughed when they wrote that? All men are created equal. When they know that they have enslaved individuals. Many, if not all of them, owned slaves at one time, if not at that time. You can't say all men are created equal and you own people. And I'm being very methodical in my words right now, because I usually don't just bring it this way, but I'm bringing it this way because I'm reliving some of the shit that I've overlooked, because I've given white America the benefit of the doubt. I have. I've felt like, damn, this happened, shit'll get better. This happened, shit'll get better. And overall, nothing's gotten better. It's why I'm so against any type of commemorating the deaths of Black Americans at the hands of police. Murders, all out murders, we should not be commemorating. We should never forget, but there is never a reason to commemorate. They do a life celebration one time. There's a funeral. That's a celebration of life. And once they celebrate the life of that individual, I don't believe that it should be done in every corner of the country. Because we're not only reliving the detriment, we're not getting anything done when we're doing it. Most of these protests and marches and shit like that, they don't even happen in the places where the people who make the laws are. What are you marching for? Why are there marches held on Saturdays? Ain't nobody in no government offices on Saturdays. You ain't running into no elected officials on Saturdays. The elected officials are out on the lake. Your government offices are closed. Only people in there are cleaning the building. They don't care what you're saying. And yet we go out and we march and we sing and we dance and we feel good for a couple hours and we hug and we rub on each other and love on each other. And what gets accomplished in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. And when you did all that and you went to those great lengths to put on your march, to put on your protest, to put on your commemoration of a murder of a black man or woman by the police. Why'd you need permission to do that? Y'all go get permits. Y'all go get police escorts. Y'all go, that's a parade. That's a festival. That is not a protest. Filling up the lobby of a police station so no business can be conducted. And I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I've seen people protest in different ways, causing a situation where police just have to show up. And you don't have to be doing anything to break the law, but just cause them to have to show up. And when they show up, you have somebody talk to that said police and let them know, ain't nobody moving until we get this person out here. Trust me, they can get these people on the phone. Just like when Mike Duggan talked to the 16-year-old activist leader of the BLM march last year. Where's he at now? He's 17 now. He's 17. Where's he at now? I said that was a fucking joke. You got the mayor of one of the major metropolitan cities in the United States of America breaking bread about the death of black men and women at the hands of police. He's talking to a 16-year-old. And nobody saw that there was anything wrong with that. I was a naysayer when I said something. 16 years old. This motherfucker is still living with his mama, his daddy. They paying his bills. He ain't been in the street. And I don't care what he's gone through. Because see, this is why everybody has it all twisted about Tamika Mallory. She keeps saying how she's been a civil rights activist for 25 years. Now you got to understand, she said she was a civil rights activist for 25 years last year. In 2019, she also said she was a civil rights activist for 25 years. 25 years. She's stuck on 25 years. Now she's 40. It sounded crazy as fuck before, but now she's 40. So that means she started out being a civil rights activist at 15. What she did was she started filling envelopes and pamphlets and shit out for Al Sharpton and her mama and her daddy, who helped Al Sharpton start his civil rights organization. She wasn't on the front line. She wasn't laying in the middle of the street. She wasn't doing shit on the front. She worked in the office. That was her job. She worked in the family business. But now she's looked at as this huge activist, and all she did was get the knowledge and stand in the back until it was time for her to come to the front. And she's got a story to tell. Her kid's father was murdered. I don't know if he was murdered by police. I don't know if he was in the game. I've never dug anything up on her. I don't really care because she doesn't strike me as somebody who is real. I think she's real in what she's done and what she does, but she's looking for the celebrity of it now. She's looking for the celebrity of it. She may have been right at one time, but now, I mean, hey, she was just on Drink Champs. She was just on Drink Champs in a beater, having cocktails. Okay? She loves going on Charlemagne the God's show. She loves going on that show because Charlemagne the God helped her put out her book. So she's a friend of the Breakfast Club. She's not a regular guest. She's just a friend. When she in town, she show up, she go on there. She go on there. And then she'll hit the other talk shows. And she's looked at as this magnanimous activist when what she really is somebody who's just been in the wheel. And it's just her time to talk. I appreciate when people are just honest from the get. Why did I think Black Lives Matter was a scam from the get? They never talked directly about black men, black women being murdered. They talked about it globally, but I'm talking about individually. You never saw them with the families. There were 3 co-founders, all women. So immediately you have a kinship with black mothers. You're a black woman, they're black women, you immediately have a kinship. But now you got all these black mothers who said they never met people from Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter never helped them here and there. And then they were supposed to help out people that did protest and did go to jail or did need legal assistance. Turns out they weren't doing that. And then they had Black Lives Matter chapters pop up all over the country, and they were supposed to help them facilitate those buildings and keep them, filled with T-shirts and signs and all types of propaganda to move it forward. But they didn't. All they were was a cash box. And you have Black Lives Matter here, and you've got Black Lives Matter companies abroad. Just like whoever her wife is, but Patrisse Cullors' wife runs Black Lives Matter in Toronto. Patrisse Cullors can walk away from Black Lives Matter all she wants now because she's still connected to it in one way or shape, unless her wife has walked away and I didn't find that. But she was running Black Lives Matter Toronto. Now let's say they both released from Black Lives Matter. Everybody's fixated on the money that they received last year. $90 million they say they received. $90 million. All I've asked is what happened to the money in 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Well, I'm sorry, 20 was when they got the money. Got on a roll there. Sorry about that. Where's that money? Who accounted for that money? See, it gets a little bit repetitive, so I'm not going to say what I said in my last clip, but they had a professional firm doing the accounting, white firm doing the accounting for the Black Lives Matter money. I bet you if we dig deep enough, I bet you the NAACP's money is dealt with by white America too. I bet you NAACP probably don't even utilize their own money. They probably have white accountants and lawyers and all that shit too. Well, I know they have white lawyers. They have no problem with having NAACP lawyers, that are not black, which is just odd to me. It's just odd. But the benefit of the doubt comes from you having a lack of trust. And I had a lack of trust in Black Lives Matter, the company. I had a lack of trust. And I didn't give them the benefit of the doubt. Because I figure if I've got to give you the benefit of the doubt and you're supposed to be out here activating for Black people, not advocating, activating. Just having Black Lives Matter, you're supposed to be about advocacy. So I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to give you that. But activating, they should have been doing some activating for Black people. Countless people that went to jail and sat in jail with a $500, with $1,000 bond. Black Lives Matter should have been signing them out. If they had a local branch or local affiliate, or it didn't even matter. If they had a 1-800, they should have had a 1-800 jail bail line. If you get arrested during a protest, have your people call this line. We'll get you out. It's easy to call a police station and be like, what is this person in there for? Oh, they're in there for protesting? Yeah, we got 20 of them. How much is it? Oh, it's this much? Sign them all out. Sign them all out now. You can do that. If you got 90 million in 2020, I know they got money when Trayvon got killed. I know they got money when Tamir got killed. I know they got money when Mike Brown got killed. They got money when Sandra Bland got killed, Freddie Gray got killed, Eric Garner got killed, David Harris got killed, Walter Scott got killed. I know they got money. Now they just want to talk about the money that they got when George Floyd got killed. See, that's the people giving BLM the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't trust you. Now, what are we going to do from here? I don't trust you. And I didn't trust them. And that's why I'm where I'm at with this. Peace and love to anybody in the half space passes through. Appreciate you. I see it's on YouTube. I opened up to actually do some music, and I didn't even do the music, but I see it's on YouTube. So, we there. I ain't really in the mood for nothing special today, Ain't really in the mood for nothing special. I'll just do won't do, because giving somebody the benefit of the doubt just won't do. But yeah, I'm just where I'm at now at this point with people who like to give people the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people want to give some of these individuals that have said something about this brother Kwame Brown the benefit of the doubt. Like, they was just talking, just in jest. No, they were being disrespectful. See, I done went back and watched those clips because I didn't see those clips initially. I had to go back and watch the one podcast where the three of the former basketball players were talking. I'm not going to drop names here and put that all in my algorithm and all that shit. Because I don't have that many people to watch my shit. I don't need people watching my shit for them motherfuckers. If you watching and listening to this, I need you watching and listening for the content, not because of the clown shit that they did. But when they all got to popping off and talking shit about Kwame, the biggest problem that I had with it was they were doing it not in a joking matter, not in a matter that if they ran into the motherfucker in the mall, that they'd be like, oh, nigga, we was just bullshitting. It's just, that's TV. That's Hollywood, whatever type shit. They were being disrespectful. And they were walking down a one-way street. They weren't going to be able to make a U-turn in. It was a one-way, one-lane street. And if you walk down that one-way, one-lane street, you should know You're not coming back out unharmed, unscathed, unscratched. There's gonna be some dents and dings and shit. You can't just turn around. You can't just whip around. You can't just make a U-turn. And I don't know why people don't see that. People say shit about people out here in the street all the time. Once you say it, once it hits the air, people better understand your meaning. And that's why I always invite anybody. If you don't understand what I'm saying, say something to me. Don't go to somebody else and try to figure out what the fuck I was talking about. They don't know. And if they do know, you still a buster because you go on to somebody else to ask somebody else what I'm saying. Ask me. Ask me what I meant. Don't go ask somebody else what I meant. That's not just passive aggressive and shit. I know a lot of people like to pull that off on passive aggressiveness. That's not passive aggressiveness. That's being a bitch. That's what that is. That's being a bitch. Y'all catching a glare? Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure the damn phone just don't cut off today. Seeing that is my whole broadcast studio in the car. I'm trying to stay in a little bit of shade, you know. I could have went somewhere it was a totally shaded area, but I just like sitting here. Brings me peace. I like traffic. It's like I know I'm gonna fall asleep. I still leave the TV on. I know I'm not gonna be watching TV. I like that noise. And then there's times that I absolutely don't want to hear any noise, and I will cut the TV off. But for the most part, I like that. I like that static noise. I hope this stream is still going well. One thing that I like seeing, and I used to do this probably when I drove more, when I drove the cab, or I would be driving the Cadillac. I'd park further away. One, because I'd have so much shit in the car, and I would just keep it away. You really couldn't see in the car, but you could see in the van. I'd have my laptop and all kinds of stuff in there. But I like seeing people walk. They park way out, and then they walk into the store. And you can tell they're actually doing it for the exercise. There's plenty of parking spaces, but they do it for the exercise. That's always good. So I've tried to walk up more stairs. If I've had to go in places, I've tried to walk up more stairs versus taking the elevator. I'll take the elevator when I'm tired and shit. I get it. I'll take the elevator. But if I'm not tired, if I'm, I'll walk them steps. I'll walk them steps. But, some people, they look at that as that might be part of their exercise regimen for the day. You can't condemn them for doing that. Good afternoon, family. Like I tell y'all, you ain't never late. You might have just not got here at the beginning. I appreciate you getting here. When you get a chance to go back and listen to it, there'll be a little something there for you. See, that's why I always try to maintain the same level. I don't try to put my shit at the beginning or keep my shit to the end. So that's what TV does. I hate when TV does that shit. They was talking on the Tulsa massacre and some shit a couple of days ago, and they kept billboarding it and putting it at the end. They was putting it because they wanted everybody to watch that whole cast. All these news shows, they ratings are down. Because they ain't got all that shit to talk about. With the former president. And I mean, negativity is news. So if they don't have him to talk about, they don't have the negativity. They need to fill in some slots. So they've lost viewers. They've lost millions of viewers because there's nothing new out here for them to talk about. And they're not going to talk about the current presidential administration because that's who they lobbied for. That's who they're riding with. Even when he doesn't do things the right way, you got to ride with him. When you pick the wrong horse, hey, it is what it is. You got to ride that horse until you get another horse or until that horse dies. So I'm just trying to stay on that same plane. And what I have to say on a daily basis, it's only for collective uplift. It's only for collective uplift. I try to tell people, man, when you got to take care of your business in these parking lots and shit, how you roll out is one thing. But if you roll in heavy, let me just say heavy. If you roll in heavy, you shouldn't be bobbing and weaving and making people with their shopping carts move. You're putting a bad light on yourself. And you trying to roll in and meet somebody. Now you're going to put a bad light on who you meet. And once you handle your business, drive out just like you was meant to be there. Just drive out like you was meant to be there. You ain't got to be doing all this high signing. That's high signing to me. Bobbing and weaving and out, and then you're making the shoppers feel all uncomfortable when they moving their carts about and shit. Stupid shit. That's dumb. And I see it all the time, just sitting in parking lots. I see it all the time. I hope I never see anybody hit anybody. It's just, it don't make no sense, man. Nobody needs to know what you do, and they definitely don't need to see your show before you do it and after you do it. But yeah, trusting people being loyal to you. You shouldn't have to give those people the benefit of the doubt. If I've got to give you the benefit of the doubt, and you're supposed to be loyal to me, or we're supposed to be loyal to each other, we're supposed to trust each other, we're supposed to honor each other. If I've got to give you the benefit of the doubt, our relationship just took a step backwards. How can I have doubt in somebody that I trust, that I honor, and that I'm loyal to? Why do I have to doubt them? You've got to really dig deep into benefit of the doubt. And how many times have we given people the benefit of the doubt that we love? Shit. I've been a fool so many fucking times because I'm like, man, I don't trust this shit. And because I get a motherfucker the benefit of the doubt. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Who I don't give the benefit of the doubt to now are politicians. I don't give any politician the benefit of the doubt. Let me see your record. Let me see what you've been known for. I don't have to give you the benefit of the doubt. You show me your record. You show me your history. I can trust your history. I can doubt your history. But I don't have to give you the benefit of the doubt on some futuristic shit if you've never shown me that I could trust you in the past. Come on, man. It's very easy. It's very easy. I'm not downplaying the fact that benefit of the doubt can happen. It's very easy to do. But if you think about it, couldn't you just question a little bit more of the situation? Time permitting. Some things are time sensitive. I get it. But there's a way for us, and there's a reason why I'm asking this. But if we have the opportunity to dissect a situation and we choose not to, is it really the person that was wrong that's wrong? Or are we wrong because we didn't do what we needed to do and do our due diligence? We didn't do our due diligence. So is the person who did wrong, or are we wrong for not doing our due diligence? Yeah. And see, that's the thing right there. We know who we may be to people, and we know who people are to us. If that person has been 10 toes down for you, you've been the same. When does having to give them the benefit of the doubt come into play? You should be all in. They should be all in. You should never have to worry about that. When we expect us, didn't others show their, how did they get to the point where we viewed them as us? Did we not do our due diligence? Did we overlook some things and elevate them wrongfully? Like I said, these aren't things that you can easily figure out on the fly sometimes. Sometimes it may take years to figure out why you gave a motherfucker the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. You ultimately have to protect your being. I've learned that in life. I have to protect me so I can protect others. I'll protect who I need on my side, but I've got to protect me. Ultimately, I've got to protect me first. And that's what's been the fucked up thing, because I put myself out there and had no protection. Now I'm weakened, and the people that I am put in play to protect, I'm not strong enough to protect them. They don't know it, because they don't know what I've gone through on the other side. So protecting yourself is essential. when you have others that count on you for protection, you've got to protect yourself. And see, some people will look at that as selfish when you say you're going to protect yourself first before you protect anybody else. You're going to protect yourself first. If you don't take care of yourself first, there's no way you have a chance of protecting anybody else. Yeah, been there. I've been there. I've seen more in people than they saw in themselves. So I did more for them than they did for themselves. Crazy thing is, sometimes I wasn't even giving them the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes I just knew. I knew they weren't going to do shit the right way. So I just went on and just did it because I didn't want to deal with the headache afterwards. I got to keep moving. That's where I've got to be. I got to keep moving. Man, Washtenaw County did some fuck shit last night. I think it was last night. 10 cop cars on a brother on a traffic stop. All it was a traffic violation. 10 of them. It was nuts.
Look at that. All them officers for no fucking reason. Facebook Live, Washtenaw County, Ypsilanti. Look at that. Fucking 10 officers for a speeding ticket. Write the ticket and show up to court, idiot. Fucking dumbass pussies. Ha! You boring inside, ain't you? He's so fucking mad. Hey, look, he's so mad. They don't. You're absolutely fucking intimidating me with 10 officers for a fucking speeding ticket. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. 10 officers for one black guy for a fucking speeding ticket. This is Washtenaw County, guys. Facebook, Washtenaw County. We are live. 10 officers for a speeding ticket.
Oh my God.
License and insurance. That's crazy.
He was just letting them have it. I don't know how they got to 10 there. I mean, you get behind the guy, you might end up having a second pull up, but how do you get to 10? What made 10 cops show up? I mean, that could be just 5 cars, 2 cops a car, but it looks like it's more than that. Looks like they got more. Yeah, so I don't think everybody was doubled up. There's 2, 3. There's a cop back there. I don't know. They might have been all doubled up. I don't know. How do you get 10 cops on a traffic stop, though? That's nuts to me. And I mean, you'll hear me ranting when I'm driving down the street. You know, they'll be sitting there fucking in speed traps and shit like that. But hell, I guess I would rather them doing that dumb shit than being in on a fucking traffic stop for one person. You got 10 officers in one area. Got to be some crime going on somewhere else. Not no speeding. You know, not even a fucking seatbelt ticket. You know, they got the seatbelt thing going on. So if you're in the Washtenaw County area, make sure you're clicking it because they're ticketing it. Yeah, they got that campaign going. You know, the whole weed UI, it didn't go through good. You know, they haven't started their drunk driving campaigns yet. So now they're on that click it or ticket shit again. They can see you without a seatbelt on. They want to give you a $200 ticket. I never fucking understood it. You let people ride motorcycles without helmets, but I'm inside of a 5,000, this is a 6,000 pound vehicle, and I got to have a seatbelt on. But that person that rides a motorcycle doesn't have to wear a helmet. Make it make sense, dumbasses. I can ride a Honda Spree, and I don't even have to wear a helmet. A fucking plastic motorized bicycle. Somebody hits me on that bitch, I'm DOA. They don't have seatbelts on there, and they don't have to wear helmets. Now, I'm not lobbying for seatbelts on two-wheel situations, because that doesn't make sense. Because you're probably going to die. You get hit, you're latched on to the fucking bike. Sometimes it's better for you to be sprung from it. But anyways. So this fella went into the store with his family. They walked in first. He walked in last because he smokes. Now he's got a bag and a box, and his family ain't caught him yet. He's back in the car. He had a bag and a box, so he bought some shit, and now he's smoking his cigarette. His family, they're not even walking up yet, so they're still in there shopping. So yeah, they just doing it, you know. Him and his wife probably got an understanding. He's not even driving up. See what you usually do as a man, you get in the car and you roll up and then you catch everybody at the door when they come out. He's standing right here smoking his cigarette. He is not getting in the car. He's not rolling up. I think they got something where they do a little exercise thing, which is good. Which is good. Whatever you got to do, man, to stay right, do it. I'm just done giving people the benefit of the doubt. Giving the people the benefit of the doubt does absolutely nothing but piss me off when things don't go the way they need to go. And I can save myself that disdain for that individual, because that's what I'm going to have after they make me be on the losing end of giving someone the benefit of the doubt. If I can't trust you 100, I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. Sorry. We are where we are. Where we're going to be is where we're going to be. I don't need to do anything else to have any mistrust in you. And those people, the same people that I used to give the benefit of the doubt to, most of them I don't have any actual contact with. There's a couple that I have some indirect contact with. Every now and then direct contact, but very minimal. Because I can't get too deep with them, because I don't want to have them ever have to want me to have to give them the benefit of the doubt, because eventually it's coming. You're around those individuals long enough, eventually it's coming. And I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt anymore. Didn't work well before. 10 police officers on a traffic stop. That was wild. That was wild. So, Kwame Brown did that interview with Joe Brown. A lot of people are running Joe Brown right now. I guess they don't know Joe Brown's shtick. I mean, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything that he hasn't. He didn't say anything that he hasn't said before. It really does. Because when you distrust the person that you fuck with, you're only distrusting a percentage of that. To give someone the benefit of the doubt, you trust them 87.4%. I trust you 93.2%. I trust you 98%. Whatever percentage you have to give them the benefit of the doubt on, it drains you. It's too much energy. No, I don't trust you. Let's move on. Let's just move on. Excuse me. I'm gonna grill tomorrow. I think I'm gonna put some coals out tomorrow. It's cold and windy today. I think it's supposed to be a better day. Let me double check just to make sure. So I gotta make 2 phone calls today. One of those phone calls may make me move to. Ugh. Oh, this is as good as it's gonna get. This is as hot as it's gonna get today. Daily. Sunday. It's gonna be a little warmer tomorrow. Monday is gonna be a really good day. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 70. When do we hit that 70? Probably about the middle of the day. Monday's gonna be 75. Grill tomorrow, so I ain't got to cook on Monday, and I can just sit around and graze. Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. I want to come on your spot too. I talked to I was watching last night, what's the brothers? Were you in there? It might have been you part of that. I don't know. I'll be able to see it. Hold on a second. What did I watch? I watched these brothers last night because somebody mentioned my name. They mentioned my name, and they're like, "Is that you?" And it wasn't me. Oh, Late Night Parent. Were you on that one last night with the Late Night Parents? Ted Hicks. There you go. Yep, Ted Hicks was on. There it is. Yep. And Heavenly Dew was in the comment section, and she was like, "Is that you, brother?" And I wasn't even on. I wasn't even on. But yeah, I'm just on here today. Okay, I got you. I got you. So where I'm at now, man, I can't give anybody the benefit of the doubt, and I don't want to see anybody else give anybody the benefit of the doubt because it hurts. It hurts. If I can't lock in with you and you can't lock in with me and we trust, honor, and be loyal to one another, what the fuck are we doing out here? Sunday night, 8 Eastern? Okay. So tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern? Giving someone the benefit of the doubt that is going to hurt you, that is going to destroy you. Even if everything doesn't come crushing down, it's just one more dart, one more arrow, one more bullet. And that's what we have to go through. And why do we have to catch so much negativity to get some positivity? Benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't really trust you, and this is probably going to fuck me over. But okay, let's try it. The fuck? And I'm probably totally off base with some people with this. Some people probably feel like they have to go through life giving people the benefit of the doubt. No, you don't. You just have less people you have to deal with on that level. Giving someone the benefit of the doubt is settling. It's settling. Flat out. If you give someone the benefit of the doubt, You are settling, you are compromising, you're already going the wrong way. Shit. You don't really want to do this, but you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You already don't want to do it. And let's just say this, you'd really want to do it, but you don't quite trust it, but you're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. None of that shit makes sense. Come on, man. I know there's a serious possibility things aren't going to come out right here. It's a small chance. The odds are low, but they may not come out right here. But I'm going to do it anyway. What the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get it. So many beefs now. Social media and content creating space is so funny to me. Get on out of here. So yeah, I started with Dr. Claude. I started with Dr. Claude because for our repair, and what is that brother's name who I think needs to be, they need to have him pointed directly at Dr. Darity. He just got that government position. Hold on one second. God dog it. I hate this iPhone when shit can just, screen will just slide back. I don't need it to slide back. I don't need to see Patrice Cullors' monkey ass. Ooh, or Barry. Here we go. Federal Reserve member Bostic may become Fed chair. And he's pro reparations. What he needs now is that depth. He needs to hear it all the way from the street level all the way up to that executive level. We can give him the streets, but to get to that executive level, we got to start directing his attention. And this is why, see, I'm nowhere in this space. I don't get nearly the views to push the needle. And maybe I should just compose something and send it to Dr. Darity and see if he'll even, I mean, I write well. I could give him a letter of introduction and be like, look, just to let you know, before you decide to just scroll past this, it's regarding reparations, regarding this, that, and the other. And, you know, because his guard has got to be up. After going through that shit with the hashtag movement, his guard's got to be up. And he's protecting himself, protecting his lady, protecting his legacy, protecting his book. Because he can just go around the world and sell his book and be done. Do whatever he does at Duke and all that. If he's still there, I don't even know if he's still there. But his knowledge and his depth with reparations, we need him in the space. Okay. I'm on it. I'm on it. Would that be 6'9"? Because we about to leave up out of May. So that might be 6'9". June 9th. I'm not quite sure that that's a Sunday, though, because the 2nd is a Wednesday. So the 9th is actually a Wednesday. So look, you get the dates and the times and all together, and bam. I don't usually do all that shit for myself unless I schedule it myself. But I'll come back to this. As a matter of fact, hold on. Just so I always look through my picture log. Oh, there we go. So I know that's in there. and then I'll look back at that. So it's next week Sunday. So that would be the first is 8th. So it'd be like the 6th. Be 6/6. Because Monday would be the 7th, Tuesday would be the 8th, and then Wednesday would be the 9th. So it's 6/6. 6/6, 8 p.m. if it's a Sunday. If it's the 9th itself, it's a Wednesday. But if you do your shit on Sundays, you know it's 6/6. Just want to make sure, because I get to rambling off some shit, but I'm pretty sure. June, yep. Sunday's the 6th. Monday would be the 7th. Tuesday's the 8th. Wednesday's the 9th. So, yep, Sunday's the 6th. 8 o'clock. Got it. All right, I'm in there. I appreciate you. And hopefully these are not thin-skinned Republicans. Hopefully they understand, because I'm gonna ask. I love to ask Black conservatives how they got to be that way. Because I feel globally, well, at least nationally, which is my globe, shit, I don't believe we have enough as a collective to be conservatives as a whole. I know Black people were Republicans, yada, yada, yada. People go, Martin Luther King is being a Republican. Okay. What else do you have to go with that? But yeah, I always like to ask, and I like to dig sometimes into people's histories, because sometimes being a Black Republican means that they've probably lived a different life than I have or than most Blacks have. I can totally understand a lot of times why some Black well-to-do families are Republicans, why they think that way. I can totally understand that. So I always like to know, your lineage. I mean, I'm not asking for, bank statements and shit like that, but I want to know, okay, what did your father do? What did your grandfather do? What did your great grandfather? I want to know because there's somewhere in that lineage turn them that way. Or since Martin Luther King was a Republican, maybe kept them that way. Maybe they're Republicans and they never became Democrats. That's the thing, too. I know Republicans now that said they were Democrats before. What flipped them? Thank you. Thank you. We don't need no beta energy. We don't need no beta energy. Alpha males should be able to talk constructively. We should be able to break bread without being a whole bunch of so-and-sos, and especially about politics. As I try to tell many, many, many of my Democratic friends, politics is not about emotion, it's about exchange. You're supposed to get something for your politics. Quid pro quo. Instead, we go for the emotion. We get excited about politics. Excited. What are you getting excited for? Did you win something? Don't get excited. Get engaged. Get infused. Get informed. So yeah. But I look forward to having that discussion. I'm gonna cop some images so I can send it out, to my 3-4 listeners and shit. Make sure they tuned in and get a little bit of promo out of it. Do you have a particular subject that we're going to talk about? I mean, because if I know it's going to be a discussion with Black Republicans, are we going to? I mean, what are we going to cover? What are we going to look? I'd love to be able to put something together. So, let's try to fill up this room. What's going on here? Oh, they just wanted to sit outside their car for a minute. Wow. So, man, he was sitting there in his lawn chair and stuff, and then a family rolled up, and he just sat outside, parked his car, sat outside his car, and they just put him in this truck, put his lawn chair in the back, and they packing up the SUV, and they leaving. He did that for like 5 minutes. Instead of just sitting in his car waiting for them, he wanted to just sit outside. Wasn't there for 5 minutes. I was wondering what he's doing, just sitting in the shade. Being outside meant that much to him, just to sit there those few minutes and wait for them to pull up and pick him up. Cool. Just general discussion about conservative-minded blacks. Okay. So we can have open subjects basically. Maybe we can send out some links to Burgess Owens and Herschel Walker and Tim Scott and Vernon Jones. Send some out, to them brothers. They're always good to come in and dance the jig. See, they're not your quintessential Republicans. They're just not your quintessential Republicans. They're not even your quintessential Black Republicans. They are tap dancers for Dwight. That's who they are. Cool. I'd love to ask them their opinion on the former president. I'm always captivated as to when people say they're a Trump person. When this person held one office in government his whole life. I want to know how did you become a Trump person? Were you a Trump person before he became president? Did you only stay at his hotels and resorts? Did you only eat at his restaurants? Did you only golf at his golf courses? Were you always a Trump person, or were you just a Trump person when I love to ask those questions of Black Republicans. Answers always vary. Always vary. Did you go to boxing matches at his venues? I mean, I try to find out why, because a lot of times I know they don't know. They don't really have a reason why they became a Trump person. And so I know they're being contrary. So to be contrary, you got to meet contrary. You got to meet contrary head on. So, but y'all be good out here. We're going to get back on a little bit. I got 2 things I need to do. Pick the teenager up and get back on here at some point. Oh boy, what's wrong with people, man? So I just said, fuck Tebow. Somebody said, and why is that? I know for a fact you could say that to his face and he would just want to pray for you and find out what hurt you and what made you so angry and hateful. He'd feel sorry for you. He's a good dude. So this is obviously one of Tim Tebow's friends that I said something hurtful about their buddy. Or just someone who's trying to kick back on someone else's post. I don't care if he's a good dude or not. Him being a good dude doesn't have any reason as to why. Because if he was just a good dude, I wouldn't have said fuck Tebow. But what I will say fuck Tebow on is I believe he's taking an opportunity away from a younger athlete who hasn't had a chance to get into the NFL and make his bread. He's had his opportunity, didn't make it, went to play baseball. Now he's coming back 10 years later because he had his opportunity at 23, didn't work out. Now he's 33. I feel as though he's taking up a young person's opportunity. See, I'm not going to get into the whole him getting an opportunity and Colin Kaepernick not getting an opportunity. It's not like he's getting an opportunity at quarterback. They got him playing tight end. But he ain't went up against the real NFL defensive end yet or outside linebacker. He ain't got chucked yet. When he gets chucked off the line, we'll see if he stays. I don't believe he's going to draw that much contact. I believe they're going to put him in a position where he's not going to draw that much contact. Yeah, he might be a tight end, but they're probably going to stretch him out, try to put him out there on a corner. He's not going to want to feel the fire of a young defensive end. I want all Michigan men, too. I want to see him go up against Rashawn Gary. 30 plays. Then tell me you're an NFL tight end. Hell, I want to see him go up against Chase Young. 30 plays against Chase Young and tell me that and catch a pass that game. Because if you're a tight end, you got to catch a pass. This is all a facade. This is to further his movement, and I think it's his pension year. He didn't play 4 years when it had to be 4 to get the pension. He only played 3. Now he's back, possibly to get that 4th year. I don't know how it all works out, but that's been my suspicion this whole time. I don't know if that's factual or not, but he played in those 4-year pension years. Then it went to 3. And I think he's trying to come back to get a full year on a roster to get his pension. Specific trick plays, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what they're going to do. They put him in there for the okie dokes. Do that jump pass in the NFL. You're going to get fucked up and it's going to get picked off. Him and Urban Meyer think they're going to pull some of that University of Florida shit. Okay. Yeah. You ain't at Florida and you ain't got Aaron Hernandez. But you come across the middle too many times, you going to join Aaron. Oh, yeah. You going to join him. Tim Tebow can't take a hit across the middle in the NFL. It ain't happening. I don't give a fuck how much he prays. I don't give a fuck how much he prays. He's taking an opportunity. How come all 33-year-old black tight end, former tight ends ain't getting a tryout this year? I bet you there's some in just as good a shape as Tim Tebow. They're not getting tryouts. How did Tim Tebow get a tryout? And like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with Colin. I'm talking about the actual position that he's playing. If there's 62 quarterbacks, 31 NFL teams, right? 62 quarterbacks better than Colin right now, Colin shouldn't even be getting a try. Or if you put 2 quarterbacks behind, so if there's 93 quarterbacks better than Colin Kaepernick right now in the NFL, no bitching from me. Personally, I don't think there is. but it is what it is. But Tim Tebow's not getting a quarterback opportunity. He's getting a tight end opportunity. Absolutely. I don't know who that was. It says see ya, but I think that might have been Sister Cosetta. Oh, that was Brother Richard. See you, brother. If he could, he'd have stayed in the league, brother. I never saw you say hello, and I apologize for that. Oh, you came and went. Okay, I got you. I appreciate all the shares so far on this video. You know, if you don't do nothing but share it, that's good enough for me. Because if you share it, at least one person is going to see this, and the message will hit. And then invite them to come on over. Check out a live. You gave me the benefit of the doubt to do so, and it worked out for you. Sure did. So I'm going to get on the way, and I'll get back on here in a bit. I don't know what happened there. I think I bit. Oh, I know what I did. I rarely get. I'm going to make it work. I'll make it work. These non-sanctioned containers I be putting shit in. I be putting shit in Kool-Aid boxes and all kinds of shit. And I know I shouldn't, but I do it anyway. And my hemp sticks will get bent. But I'm good now. So yeah. Appreciate you sharing that video, Brother Richard. Moving the message one step further. Sunday night, Smoke Podcast. I appreciate the interview invite. I'm on. And I'll bring the 3-4 people that are loyal and watch me every time out too. We roll deep. Everybody in the Half Space, YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate y'all. I got to figure out this whole Periscope thing because I never got with the whole idea. They said Periscope was gone or something. I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe it's not doing live content. Twitter needs to go ahead and just do live content. I don't know why they won't do their platform. You can pretty much do anything on Twitter from my own seeing. I've been shown some mind-blowing shit on Twitter, and I'm like, ugh. You can say nigga on Twitter. You can say nigga on Twitter, and they don't say shit. But if you say queer on Twitter, you'll get banned. You can say nigga all day. Nigga, 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 nigga. All day. Say queer, clink, clink. A person called themselves queer, and I came back and said, since you're a queer person, they banned me. But I go on Twitter like once every 3 weeks. I didn't even know. I just got a notification. I got a notification that I was like, oh, well, I wasn't coming back anyway. But and it wasn't even a bad conversation. It was nothing negative. It was actually a positive vibe. We were just sharing an ideology, and they said, well, as a queer person, this is what I believe. And I said, oh, okay, well, as a queer person, do you also believe? And they banned me. I say, God damn. Gays got protection like a motherfucker in America. Black folks, not so much. Not so much. Yep. So yeah, y'all be good. And we just keep it on and on. One love.